The rain came down like knives, slicing the night into ribbons of shadow and silver. In a small, rusted town called Ashford, barely clinging to relevance in the middle of nowhere, Noah Mercer sat alone at a gas station counter, sipping lukewarm coffee and reading an obituary he had memorized. Lydia Mercer, 31, died tragically in a house fire, survived by her husband, Noah Mercer. He tore that part of the paper out, crumpled it up, and tossed it in the trash can. As he did this, he stared out the window, watching the lightning crack across the sky. He saw a figure illuminated, standing still in the middle of the road. Noah thought, kind of strange. No umbrella, no coat, just a white robe soaked through, and long golden hair that clung to pale skin. Little early for Halloween, Noah chuckled to himself. Then he watched as the figure turned and smiled. Noah smiled back politely, thinking, someone escaped from the local mental ward. He chuckled to himself, turned, and went back to reading the rest of his paper. Moments later, the door jingled. "Coffee?" Noah asked, not looking up. "I don't need sustenance," the man said, voice rich and calm. Noah glanced up. The man's eyes glowed faintly, like dying stars, and his presence bent the air around him. "You lost something, Noah," the man continued. "Something important." Noah's knuckles tightened, and he couldn't believe what he was seeing, but then he spoke, with as much courage as he could. "You some kind of preacher?" "I'm not here to convert you, Noah. I'm here to ask for your help." "My help?" Noah laughed bitterly. "I can't even help myself." The man leaned in. "You were chosen before you were born. There's a gate beneath this world, one of many, and it's beginning to crack." "Crack?" Noah said. "Yes, and if it opens, nothing will survive." Noah blinked, coming to the realization that this all sounded completely insane. "Who the hell are you?" The man reached into his robe and pulled out a silver feather. It shimmered in the dim fluorescent lights. "I am Seraphiel, and hell is trying to crawl home." Later that night, while home alone, staring off into space, Noah thought about his interaction with the angel, thinking how crazy it was. But his nightmares changed. Each night, he stood before massive obsidian gates carved with ancient symbols, screaming faces pushing against them from the other side. The ground would bleed, the sky would moan. Each time, Seraphiel stood beside him, wings folded tight, watching. By the seventh night, Noah woke screaming, covered in blood that wasn't his. Seraphiel appeared at the foot of his bed. "You're beginning to see." "What the hell is happening to me?" "You're being marked. Hell knows you now." "Why me?" Seraphiel touched Noah's chest. Beneath the skin, something pulsed. Something ancient. "You carry the soul of a gatekeeper, one of the few who can lock it from this side." "I didn't sign up for this." "You didn't have to. You were born for it." Noah followed Seraphiel into the wilds of Oregon, past rusted warning signs and blackened trees that whispered his name. Deep in the forest, they found forgotten church, its bell tower collapsed, its pews warped, and its altar scorched black. Beneath it, a stairway carved from bone led down, spiraling into the earth. "This is one of the places where the veil is thin," Seraphiel said. As they descended, Noah heard things, scratching on stone, children crying, the slow, wet sound of flesh peeling from bone. The final chamber was circular, lit only by the eerie glow of sulfur pools, and in the center stood the gate. It was a jagged arch of black stone, sealed with 9 iron chains. One was broken, another strained. "It's begun," Seraphiel whispered. A wail echoed through the tunnels. Noah spun, heart racing. And then it came. The first of the damned. It looked like a dog, but twisted. Its body was made of thorned vines, each dripping with black sap. Skulls were tangled in its torso, jaws clicking in rhythm. It had no eyes, only a gaping, snapping maw. Noah ran. Seraphiel stood his ground, drawing a blade of light from the air. "Go, find the sigil stone." Noah sprinted into one of the side tunnels, the beast crashing after him. The passage narrowed, then opened into a crypt littered with bones and crumbling altars. In the center lay a glowing stone, etched with celestial script. The moment he touched it, fire exploded through his veins. The creature burst into the chamber. Noah turned. His skin glowed. His blood ignited. And when he screamed, the stone answered. A wave of radiant force exploded from his body, shredding the hound into ash. He collapsed, trembling. Back at the gate, Seraphiel examined the chains. 2 more are nearly broken. Can we fix them? Not yet. We need 3 sigil stones, 1 for each level of the veil. Where are those? Seraphiel looked grim. 1 is in the sunken asylum in Louisiana. The other is buried beneath a church in Ukraine. Noah sat in silence. I saw something in that stone. My wife, she was screaming. The damned prey on memory. If Lydia's soul was pulled into the cracks, she can't rest. So she's down there? Maybe. Noah's eyes burned. Then I'm going. We seal the gate, we get her back. Seraphiel placed a hand on his shoulder. Understand this. Once we seal it, the souls within will be trapped forever. Noah's jaw clenched. Then we save her first. The asylum rose from the swamp like a decaying god. Mold-covered walls, windows that wept, the smell of rot. Inside, shadows moved on their own. Water dripped from the ceiling like black ink, and the walls whispered prayers in reverse. As they reached the basement, Seraphiel froze. They know we're here. A voice echoed through the corridor. Noah? He turned, not believing what he was seeing. Lydia stood at the end of the hall, soaking wet, eyes hollow. Noah turned and ran. But she vanished. The floor collapsed beneath him, and Noah fell into darkness. He woke in a room with padded walls and mirrors, but his reflection moved wrong. The room bent, the mirrors cracked, his face began to scream. Seraphiel crashed through the wall. It's a trap! The walls peeled open like skin, revealing a tunnel of withering limbs and screaming mouths. At its center floated the second sigil stone, guarded by a surgeon with no face, wielding scalpels made from angel bones. Seraphiel fought it while Noah lunged for the stone. His hand touched it. Agony. Memories flooded his mind. Lydia, burning, screaming for him. He hadn't made it in time. He screamed. The surgeon lunged, only to be caught in a burst of divine fire as Noah released the sigil's power. The tunnel collapsed, and they escaped with the second stone. They journeyed to Ukraine beneath the desiccated church. Locals called it the Mouth of Cain. The catacombs were filled with teeth, literal human teeth, lining the walls like bricks. Beneath it, the third gate pulsed. The final sigil floated above a pool of blood. As they approached, a voice echoed from the depths. You can seal us, but you cannot stop what has begun. A hand shot from the blood, then another. Demons rose, tall, eyeless, made of stitched corpses and black wings. Seraphiel fought fiercely. Noah dove for the stone, but one demon grabbed him and spoke in Lydia's voice. Help me. Noah hesitated. If I seal the gate, he said. "What happens to her?" "She's already lost," Seraphil shouted. "That is not her. It's a lie." The demon wept blood. "You could open it. Bring her back. Just for a moment." Noah's heart broke. He wanted to believe, but he remembered her scream, the look in her eyes, the fire. He crushed the third sigil in his hand. Power surged. The gate screamed. Chains reformed. Light exploded. And then all was silent. They returned to Oregon. Noah stood before the gate. 2 chains were now restored. The final was broken entirely. "This is it," Seraphil said. "If we bind this chain, it cannot be undone." Noah hesitated. He could feel her, Lydia, just beyond the gate. He turned to Seraphil. What if I go in?" Seraphil's eyes widened. "You'd be lost." "Not if I take this." He held the 3 stones. Seraphil stepped back. "Noah, don't!" But Noah ran and leaped into the gate. Seraphil watched as light consumed him. Weeks passed. The gate sealed. Noah never returned. Seraphil stood alone in the chamber. Until one day, he felt it. A pulse from behind the gate. A voice whispered, "I found her." Then silence. But one chain quivered, and far below, another gate began to crack.